The extended message that I got from that previous message where I was talking about how somebody is, I'm going to just give you a quick recap. So I was speaking of a womanly figure, and how she carries this like motherly type of energy, right? I was talking about like the mother energy and the positives of what a motherly energy can bring. When you're being nurtured properly, okay, or when you are following in the footsteps of somebody who has your best interest, okay, many good things can happen, many good things can grow, okay? As women, we are naturally able to nurture things, okay, especially when we are in our divinity, especially when we are in our divinity, especially when we are operating in a divine femininity, okay? Especially when we choose to stand in our, how do I say this? There's so much that connects to woman and womanhood, or just like the power of the presence of a woman, right? So I was also picking up the negative. There is something, like I said, with the motherly presence, right? It's very needed, right? It's very needed, but I feel like there's something significant here where you are your own woman, okay? You created the woman that you are, okay? For some of you, you didn't have a you didn't have the proper nurturing, the motherly type of energy and presence that can impact anybody's life, okay? When you're dealing with a woman who is a nurturing woman, when you're dealing with a mother who is actually in her divinity, or when she is empowered by her womanhood and she has the ability to impact others, okay? When she is fully aware of her power and her divinity. This is not going to be for every woman, but God is calling me to speak on this level of perception of womanhood. So there's something significant here where, and I can relate to this myself, you're a woman who built yourself up. You live in the representation of what you wanted to see in another woman, okay? You are the divine feminine, okay? And I was also picking up that you are the better version of a mother figure, okay? Somebody who may have been a mother figure. You are the better version of her, okay? And this is one of the main reasons why she did not like you and she does not like you, okay? This is one of the main reasons why she is jealous of you, because you are the better version of her. The better version because it's something within your genetic. You broke a curse within your genetic. Or for some of you, this is not your actual mother. Take it as it resonates, but there's something genetically here, okay? And you know how when somebody gives birth to a child, they can birth a child that is, they got the bad side of the genetics. I'm getting something significant here where you're representing the good genetics of an individual. When you have children, your children have the ability to carry on your genetics in your blood, okay? So whether they want to carry out your genetics in a positive route and bring honor to, your bloodline. So there's something significant here where you're going to be bringing honor to your bloodline. You're going to be bringing and healing some part of your genetics. I'm also getting something about your womb, okay? You are the better version of your mother, okay? And there's something significant here where you are representing what it truly means to be a woman, what it truly means to step into your queendom, okay? What else was I saying? Yes, it's like your genetics, I'm hearing powerhouse, okay? you're going to create a powerhouse with your genetics, okay? You're going to carry something out better, or you're curing something genetically, okay? You're going to bring back honor into a bloodline or something of that nature. You're going to bring back some type of honor, or you broke a certain curse that was connected to this false family, or this karmic family, okay? Some of you were dealing with a karmic family, and it's like you are the version that is going to bring healing. You are the version that's going to bring a balance, okay? Because it's like all of those curses no longer are able to attach to you, okay? What else do I need to say? Like I was saying, you are your own woman, okay? You may have taught yourself everything that you know, okay? You may have you may have had to relearn and unlearn and relearn everything you were taught. And I'm getting you did this at a rapid speed once you left, okay? Immediately after you left that toxic environment, you began to unlearn and relearn what it really means to be a woman, okay? Even when it comes to like how you deal with men, all right? Some of you may have seen a lot of toxic relationships, a lot of toxic dynamics, okay? God may have also placed people in your life that had a completely opposite upbringing of you, a completely opposite upbringing than you had, and they kind of like helped you to see that what you went through wasn't normal. What you experienced is not how things should have been, okay? It's like you're also noticing that in other people. And there's also something significant here where you may be a very gifted person, okay? You may have a lot of skill sets, all right? And I'm picking up that these skills that you had, you didn't fully see them. Like for example, I can speak from experience on this one, okay? Being in that type of environment, and now that I'm older, I realize the deeper meaning behind why I was treated so differently from my siblings, okay? Not just because of jealousy, but that's one of the main things, but because this individual did not want to see me do better than them. They always knew in their spirit that I would be the better version. The mind of this karmic feminine is to break you down before you could even figure out who you actually are, okay? And that's what I experienced, okay? I literally grew up in an environment where I was treated very differently than my siblings, and now I understand why, okay? Now I see the dark and ugly, disgusting truth behind why I was treated differently. And at the time when I was young, it may have felt like it didn't feel good. Of course it doesn't feel good to know as a child you're not supported. I didn't see the good in myself because I was surrounded by a bunch of people who pointed out things that they thought were ugly about me, or they just simply hated about themselves, and they projected that onto me, okay? And I dealt with that from a lot of people on a daily. So although I used to look at it like this is, and I still look at it like that's a very disturbing thing to even have to deal with. But although it may have hurt at one point, it now fuels me, okay? Because I realize like I realized that this is all spiritual, and you felt something. These demons that were operating in these toxic feminines, they seen that light, okay? So they did everything to try to stop it. They did everything to try to break you before you can actually recognize who you were. They did everything so you couldn't see anything beautiful about yourself. They did so much to try to destroy me, only for me to see more of my worth, only for me to recognize, wait, I'm really it. Like, I am really very gifted. It took me going away from this toxic environment in order for me to see all of my great qualities, in order for me to tap into my gifts. Now, it's not like I never showed these certain gifts. It's just I didn't see them as worthy when I was young, okay? And I realized that was a blessing in disguise. But just growing up in this type of space where, you know, I don't really receive that, oh, you could do it, you are able to do it, you know, by people who should support you. It honestly put me in a space where I don't really look for people to support me, but yet I still do the things that I love. So it's kind of like it built this muscle in me to where no matter what, I'm gonna do the things that I love, even without support. Because after leaving that environment, I had to figure out what my gifts were, and I also was fueled to do other things. As some of y'all know, I was into photography. I was into modeling. I did so many things. I started my own business at a very young age. 20, I was doing Airbnbs. It's so many things that I ended up, you know, mastering at such a young age. It's so many things that I'm still learning, but I'm really skilled at. Like I'm great at business. I'm great at being creative and doing my own things. I'm great at, it's so many things that I'm good at, and it's not because of another woman. It's like I am literally my own woman. It's not because of the support of a family member. Although I have been inspired by people growing up, I had to learn a lot of things on my own. I did look at other women who were doing great things, and that kind of fueled me. You know, seeing people online, seeing the representation of these things in other places. And I also met some amazing women along my path, businesswoman. When I was in Binghamton, I met she was a Chinese lady. She owned a shop. She let me work for her shop. I worked for her shop for a little while. I rented out a room from her months until I got my apartment. And this was a complete stranger, but she gave off like a mother-like energy, and she was a businesswoman. So I was kind of like meeting women that represented who I am becoming. And then when I moved to Florida, when I first came to Florida, I met this other businesswoman, and she ran a laundry shop, and she took a liking to me just like the other woman. She was a Indian woman, if I'm not mistaken. She was an Indian woman. And she took a liking to me, and we just had like that like mother-daughter type of vibe, but we still had it still was boundaries there. She taught me a little bit about business. Her name is Miss Lily. Okay, I actually really miss her, but her name is Miss Lily. And she was really sweet to me. She gave me gifts. You know, she gave me some really nice things. She was just like a mother figure to me as well. But it wasn't for a long period of time. It was just like people that I ran into over my journey that reminded me of just like, or just showed me certain qualities that I was building. Like showed me the qualities that were naturally in me, okay? Because even since a young age, I was thinking about, you know, boss moves, and I was thinking about how, you know, I wanted to do boss things. Even in my toxic environments, I always knew that I wanted more for myself. But yeah, so I met a couple of feminines along my journey at a young age, but I realized that I taught myself most of the things that I know. Like I taught myself how to handle certain things when it comes to business. I taught myself how to design. I taught myself how to handle certain. I learned a lot, okay, and I seen and I was able to connect with other businesswomen, not on like a partnership level, but in a way where, you know, I was able to see what my future could be like, or like the representations of a businesswoman, okay, because I always seen myself as that. Anything else? Okay, I noticed that both of these women, you know, they had nurturing qualities, okay, and also business qualities. I know that Miss Lily, she is a wife, okay, and she was always very nice. She was always very sweet to me, sweet. And she gave me a couple of gifts. She gave me a couple of really nice gifts. She actually gave me a silk robe, and I still have it. But, yep, anything else? Yeah, so although I met some amazing women along my path, along my journey, I still had to teach myself mostly everything that I know. But I was inspired by some women, okay? I was inspired not only by women in person, but women that I see online, okay? This is why, you know, having a positive influence and watching good people could really, you know, help you to reshape and allow you to see the difference in what it truly means to be a nurturing a woman, or just a woman of power, a woman who actually uses her natural born gifts for the right things, okay? God literally placed me in healing environments once I took a risk at life, once I took a risk to just detach from all of those toxic ties, all of those toxic people who honestly did not have my better interests and did not want to see me grow in any type of way. Okay, and seeing me grow, I know that makes a lot of people, okay, sick, okay, feminine. So that's what I have to talk about. This may resonate with somebody. You are your own woman. You made yourself, you built yourself. You may have been inspired, but it's like you have something within you that is through experience, okay? You may have had to hold your own in so many times of your life. Okay, you may have had to do things alone throughout most of your life. You had to figure out this life stuff on your own. And it's like a lot of people had a head start, you know, and they even had support. But yet you still came out the queen. You still managed to stand in the purpose that was ordained for you. Try to mess you up mentally, physically, and look at you. That's a queen. That's what a queen does. You surpassed and you broke all of the curses that were supposed to stop you from sitting on your throne. You broke all of those curses, and now God is blessing your throne. Amen.